Okay, so what if you could take a cryptocurrency and anchor it to a $100 million ancient artifact? Well, that's the wild claim at the heart of a new token project called GreatLove, or GLC. Today, we're going to walk through their official documents to really understand what they're proposing, from the very foundation all the way to its features. The very first thing that just jumps right off the page is this number, 10 quadrillion. That is the total supply of GLC tokens. It is an absolutely astronomical figure. And, it immediately makes you ask the question, what on earth could possibly justify a supply that big? And here's their answer. The entire 10 quadrillion token supply is, according to them, anchored to a single real-world object, a Kezi Buddhist banner from the Tango dynasty, which they say is valued at a cool $100 million. So right there, that's the foundation of this entire project. You've got this link between a digital token and a physical cultural treasure. It's definitely not something you see every day. It's an attempt to tie digital value directly to a piece of history. So let's see how this foundation actually translates into what they're offering to users. All right, $100 million anchor is a massive claim. But what does that actually mean for you, the individual user? Well, the project's answer is a huge airdrop. They're promising every single user their own little slice of that 10 quadrillion supply. And the promise is pretty simple, 100 million GLC. The project says every single wallet that joins their ecosystem can claim that many GLC tokens right out of the gate. But it doesn't just stop with one wallet. The project actually allows a single user to run a main wallet plus up to 30 sub-wallets. So when you do the math on that, they're claiming the total value of all these airdrop tokens could be somewhere around 3,100 USDT for just one person. So the claim is you can get a whole bunch of tokens for free. But tokens are pretty useless if they don't have any utility, right? And that brings us to the GreatLove ecosystem, the project's big vision for what you can actually do with all that GLC. And this is where things start to get really interesting. The GreatLove documents lay out a surprisingly wide range of functions. We can actually break them down into a few different categories, starting with the financial and commercial stuff. First up, you've got the financial and commercial side of things. On one hand, you have some pretty standard crypto features like flexible staking, but with a really high claimed yield of 30% a year. And then on the other side, they describe these commercial uses, like swapping GLC for NFTs that are tied to real-world assets, I'm guessing more artifacts, or even for consumer shopping vouchers. Next, the ecosystem branches out into earning and entertainment. The documents talk about models you've probably seen before, things like watch to earn ads and play to earn games. They also mention more interactive things like grab and earn airdrops, which really suggests they want to keep users clicking around inside the platform. And this is where the project's vision just gets truly unconventional. The documents lay out social media features, like creating your own fee-based VIP channels. But then it just completely pivots into this spiritual dimension, describing functions for prayer, making wishes, and even crowdfunding those wishes. It's a really strange mix of finance, social media, and faith. Okay, so out of all those different utilities, the one that really stands out as the main financial reason to get involved is staking. So let's zoom in a little closer on how the project pitches its rewards model. The deal they're presenting is pretty straightforward. You stake your GLC and you'll earn a 30% annual yield. They also really emphasize that it's a flexible model, which means users can supposedly pull out their original stake and the rewards at any time. So you've got the token, you've got the ecosystem. The next huge question is growth. How does a project like this plan to get millions of users in the door? Well, their answer is a very specific strategy they call the Angel Referral Program. At the very heart of this program is the GreatLove Angel. That's the special term the project uses for any user who manages to successfully bring new people into the fold. And the path to do that is laid out pretty clearly. You start as a user, and if you refer just one new person, you become an angel, and they say you get 10 billion GLC. But the real goal, the top tier, is to become a global angel, which they state requires referring 323 other people. Now, check out how the claimed value just explodes here. A single referral is apparently assigned a value of 10,000 USDT, but hitting that global angel status by bringing in those 323 others, that comes with a massive reward of 100 billion GLC, which the project values at 100,000 USDT. And to really light a fire under people, the documents introduce a bit of scarcity. They claim that only 500 of these top-tier global angel spots will ever exist, and it's all first come, first served. So there you have it, from a 10 quadrillion supply supposedly backed by ancient art, to an ecosystem that's blending staking, social media, and even prayer. That is the world described in the GreatLove documents. It all leaves us with one last, and I think crucial question. When a single token promises to be everything all at once, what does that tell you about its real purpose? It's definitely something to think about.